You were in Tiger's porn movie.
Yes, I was.
Not that Tiger actually performed, but
No.
you know,
Yeah.
he had his name on the cover.
Yeah, I did 2 scenes for that film.
Okay, how did that whole thing come together?
Well, just my agent contacted me and asked if I'd be down to shoot some big movie that was for Tyga, and I was like, hell yeah, and that was how that happened.
Tiger was on set?
Yes.
Okay.
He was actually in part, like in the beginning of the movie, you see him in bed with me and Angelina, and then he gets up and leaves, and then after he leaves, the scene begins.
Okay.
So
did Tiger mess around?
A little cameo.
did Tiger mess around with any of the girls?
Not to my knowledge, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of the girls wanted to get a piece of that.
Piece of Tiger. Gotcha. Yeah, you know what's interesting, and I talk about this with various friends I have in the adult industry, is that there's not a lot of porn stars anymore. You know what I'm saying?
How so?
Well, let me put it like this. When I think of current black, like somewhat new black porn stars, Skin Diamond is the only name I could really think of. Whereas you rewind about 10, 15 years, and you can name 20, 30 girls, like, you know what I mean? Like Cherokee, Beauty, Jada Fire, Carmen Hayes, like, you know what I mean? Literally, you could keep naming. And we did like a top 100 porn star list. I don't know if you ever saw it.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
It caused a bunch of drama. But anyway.
Sure it did.
The majority of the girls, like, you know what I mean? And I even went around and called a bunch of the companies, like, Evasive Angles and West Coast and stuff like that. And I'm like, who are like the top, black porn girls right now? And there really were not a lot of names. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And do you agree or do you disagree, number one?
Well, I think that it's harder to reach that status these days, mainly because porn itself is kind of dwindling. Like, the whole thing is dwindling. It's not just the start. It's like
the industry.
Because of the internet and
the tube sites.
Free porn is rife on the internet. I mean, that's practically why the internet blew up in the first place, is because of porn. But yeah, it's really hurting the industry pretty bad. It's like with the music industry, because of pirating.
Yeah, but there's still music stars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, there are still a lot of porn stars, but I mean,
not as many though.
Not as many as there was.
And I have a few theories when it comes to this. Like, for example, the big one is that girls aren't getting paid as much as they used to.
No, because there's not as much money in it. Directors just can't pay that much because they're not making. They're not
making the money back. Yeah, I've heard as low as 300 per scene and stuff like that. Not to say that you get that, but I'm saying, like, a new girl, especially like, because there's kind of white porn and black porn. So black porn sometimes has its own set of rules. So I've heard like new black girls get like 300 these days, where it used to be like 1,000 or 1,500.
300.
Yep, maybe 5.
Because that's almost a male porn star right there. Because guys don't get paid as much as
but they
girls.
just do more scenes.
Yeah,
100 scenes a week. But
yeah, I don't know how they do it.
It's the same 4 guys too. Yeah, I mean that's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, it's pretty cray-cray.
I mean, because think about, like, what other black porn stars can you name right now?
Misty Stone, but
she's been around. She's not that new.
Yeah, she's not that
10
new.
10 years, Misty Stone, maybe?
Maybe. I mean, this is just me thinking off the top of my head right now.
Last 5 years. Girls have gotten in for the last 5 years.
I think that there are less.
See, like, you can't name them.
Black girls that do anal, because I know Misty Stone doesn't even do anal, and I think that's one of the reasons why I blew up so quickly, was because I did everything right away. Like, I did DPs and anal and gangbangs and whatever. So maybe I'm just more of a pervert or something.
I mean, do you think that at one point the industry will just sort of just turn all amateur? Like there's not going to be any real companies doing it anymore?
I don't think so, because people still like watching high production stuff. I mean, there's still a lot of companies that do big features, and porn parodies are a big thing because people want to see their favorite mainstream characters boning. So speaking of bones, there was Game of Bones. I just did a Doctor Who parody, which was one of my favorite scenes ever.
What's it
I'm
called?
A huge Doctor Who fan. Doctor Whore.
Dr. Whore.
And then
I was trying to figure out where it was going to go. I was like, Doctor Who, Doctor Who.
Well, I did 2 scenes because
So
I did one for another company and then I did one for my own company.
Okay, so you have your own company as well?
I have my own website that I shoot for, yeah.
Okay. So these days, is that like a big part of your business, your own website, or do you still ultimately work with other companies?
I work mainly for other companies, yeah.